Hi kids, it's me, Teresa Waldorf, spark artist. My integrated art form is creative drama. The last video we talked about the fact that you were going to learn how to write your own monologue. We described a little bit about what a monologue was, and then we did a dialogue, which was that little Reader's Theater piece where it was between two different people. We talked about, and now we're going to kind of talk about the difference between a dialogue and a monologue. We're going to now do examples of two monologues. I'm going to do one and Anne-Marie's going to do one. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit more about self-awareness, okay? Remember we talked, it meant trying to recognize how you feel about something and then trying to understand how maybe that makes you behave. And then eventually getting so good at recognizing how your feelings and your behaviors go together that it gives you a feeling of confidence and kind of like inner calm and maybe even optimism, maybe even a more positive outlook, okay? So let's do a little check-in right now. These are days where you might have been spending a lot of time at home, right? Hopefully you're getting outside on your driveway to play basketball or ride your bike or maybe walk your dog. Maybe you're doing classes with your family members, trying to keep up on your classwork. Maybe you're, going to bed later than normal, getting up later than normal. All of this might be making you feel all different sorts of ways. So let's do a self-check-in right now. Are you feeling happy? If so, what are you feeling happy about? Maybe you're feeling surprised at what this whole situation is like right now in the world. Maybe that makes you feel a little dramatic. Maybe annoyed, right? Like with your brothers and your sisters. Maybe you feel confident though because you're getting like a lot more done than you've ever gotten done before. Maybe you feel a little mischievous, like you're bored out of your mind and so you're trying to think of like kind of crazy things to do to bug other people because you're so bugged. You might be feeling really weird, like you really don't know how you feel, and that's totally okay. You might be sad, you might be hyper, you might be grumpy, you might be hopeful. Maybe you're feeling misunderstood because you're not really good at telling people how you feel. But maybe you're feeling helpful because you see all the hard work that everyone in your neighborhood is going to and that you're going to. Maybe you're curious about how this whole thing's going to turn out. Maybe that's frustrating and it makes you a little nervous. Sometimes when I get nervous, I get like really silly and I almost get the giggles. It's like a reverse reaction. Sometimes I feel like really smart though about it, and that makes me feel like, you know what, I think I can handle this if I just try to keep a grip on how I feel. So we're gonna do two monologues for you. Anne-Marie's gonna perform the first one, and I'm going to perform the second one, all right? These are both, we're playing the part of kids your age, like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th graders, right? I hope you enjoy them. Here's Anne-Marie's.
Oh, gee whiz, Mom, I can't get up and sing in front of a whole bunch of people. I don't know why. I just can't, that's all. Well, it makes me feel funny. And with you and Dad watching, it'll be even worse. No, I don't care. I'm not gonna do it. I hate it more than anything. I mean, when I get up in front of people, I always feel like great, big, and puffy, and like everybody's staring just at me. No, and besides, most of my class is boys. I mean, who wants to get up in front of a bunch of boys anyhow? I mean, and I have to stand next to that big brat, Charlotte Adams. Hey, I don't care if Grandma's coming or not. I'm still not gonna do it. I'm gonna sit out front with you guys and pretend like I'm having fun too.
A big hand for Anne-Marie! Okay, so that was a monologue because just one person was speaking, but they were definitely speaking to someone. They were speaking to a family member, right? They were talking about a lot of the different feelings that they were having about having to get up and sing in front of people. They were also trying to make the people they were talking to, their parents, feel a certain way, like, don't make me do this, right? That was probably their major tactic. They were like, their major motivation was, please don't make me do this. Then they started listing all the reasons why, right? They were pleading. They were like acting maybe like they were gonna throw up. They were acting like they were gonna get mad. They were acting like the other kids in the classroom were ridiculous. They were going through a lot of different things in order to try to convince the person that they were speaking to. This next monologue is called For Julia. And in this one, Julia is not speaking to a specific person. It's almost like she's like maybe laying in her bed at night and all these thoughts are going through her head about the crazy situation that the world is in right now. And she's speaking out loud, but almost to just kind of like the world at large. I almost like to think that maybe she's holding her favorite stuffed animal and talking this through. At night, I feel like I'm an astronaut walking on some planet I don't even know. It's kind of like the moon. I hold my breath as I put one foot down and raise the other. For a long moment, I hover in the air. The air is dark and weightless, and I'm afraid with every step I take on this strange new planet that I'll never set foot on solid ground again. My heart is pounding. I'm an astronaut, and I'm walking on something like the moon, but it's not the moon, and it's not the Earth. I'm in a hurry. I have just a few minutes to collect enough samples to answer all of mankind's questions. And I have this fear that I can never return. I can never return to the Earth like it was. It's hanging there in the distance, so far away, bluish and white and shining. Around it, stars are twinkling though. It's terribly beautiful. It's terribly fragile. Suddenly, I hear the beating of a giant heart, and the sound fills the whole universe. In that monologue, Julia has a lot of feelings, and she's not even really sure where they're coming from, but in her expressing them, she's learning that she is feeling some fear. She's not afraid to express that. She's also feeling, I think, pressure to do something, to make changes. She's feeling uneasy because she doesn't recognize the world around her right now. And then she says she's hearing a giant heart, and I don't know for sure, but I kind of feel like maybe her own heart is pounding in her chest, and she's hearing her own heart, and she's able to recognize that. I don't know that she wanted to make anyone in particular feel anything except that she was pleading to maybe see if someone else felt like her. She was wondering, is it just me? And is there anyone out there listening? And that's an okay way to write a monologue too.